Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll be heading to the West Coast and cross the border to take a look at the future of rapid transit in the greater Seattle area. Seattle is the largest city in the Pacific Northwest region of the United States, and it spans almost 8,186 square miles or 21,202 kilometers squared in land area, with around 4 million residents in the metropolitan area. With the city being as busy as it is acting as a home for many of the country's largest companies, Seattle needs a great rapid transit system to move its residents around. Today, we'll show you the current state of Seattle's rapid transit system and give you guys a sneak peek into what to look for in the future of rapid transit in Seattle. Before we get to the video, we want to give a quick shout out to our newest patron, Graham. Thanks so much for your support. Supporting us on Patreon is the best way to help us keep bringing new content to you guys frequently, and you'll also be able to access our exclusive community Discord server for a direct channel of communications to us. You can also support us by giving a one-time donation, which you can do through our Ko-fi page. Alright, time to get back to the main course of the day. First up, let's take a look at the current state of rapid transit here in the greater Seattle area. In terms of intercity travel, 3 Amtrak lines pass through the city, and they all stop at King Street Station just south of downtown Seattle, the main transit interchange in the city, which also happens to be the 3rd busiest Amtrak station in the whole country. The Amtrak Cascades line is one of the train lines that pass through the city, and it runs from Vancouver, British Columbia, down the Pacific Northwest, through Seattle and Portland, and terminating in the city of Eugene in Oregon. Amtrak Empire Builder is another one of the train corridors through Seattle, and it travels across the country, originating from Chicago and terminating in Seattle and Portland. And finally, the Amtrak Coast Starlight travels from Seattle all the way down the West Coast, terminating in Los Angeles. Next up, we'll take a look at the rapid transit services run by Sound Transit, the public transit agency that serves the Seattle metropolitan area. The agency was formed in 1993, and it operates regional light rail, commuter rail, as well as express bus services. Our focus today is rail rapid transit though, so we'll leave out Sound Transit Express for now, but it is a network of 28 express bus routes that serve the area, primarily using HOV lanes on highways. For now, we'll look closer at the 2 different rail services provided by Sound Transit. First up, we have the Sounder, a commuter rail service provided by Sound Transit in the area. The commuter rail service first started operating in the year of 2000, and it currently has 2 lines and 12 stations spread over 83 miles or 134 kilometers of track. The 2 lines are the North and the South line, and they terminate in Everett and Lakewood respectively, meeting in Seattle at King Street Station, the central station in the city. Serving the area on weekdays during peak hours, the system receives a respectable amount of ridership at around 20,000 per day, and they've also recently started to run trains on weekends for people to get to Seahawks and Mariners games downtown. The other Sound Transit service we'll be talking about today is Link Light Rail, the urban metro lines of Seattle and Tacoma. The city had long been struggling to build a metro system in Seattle with a failed attempt at proposing a heavy rail line system in the 1980s, and it was finally approved in 1996 to build the light rail lines. The 2 lines in the system are the Red Line, also known as the Central Link, which runs in Seattle from downtown to Angle Lake, as well as the Orange Line, also known as the Tacoma Link, that runs between downtown Tacoma and Tacoma Dome. The 2 lines being in different cities are not connected directly, but they are linked to each other through the South Line of the Sounder. We'll take a closer look at the 2 lines separately now. The Red Line is the primary line of the system being located in the busiest city of Seattle, but it's actually the second line built due to complications with getting the construction project off the ground, opening in July of 2009. The line connects different interest points in the city including downtown, University of Washington, the Rainier Valley, as well as Seattle-Tacoma Airport. And it carries around 80,000 riders daily on weekdays with its 16 stations and 20 miles or 32 kilometers of track. The Orange Line, on the other hand, despite being the elder brother, is a much smaller system with only 6 stations and 1.6 miles or 2.6 kilometers of track, and it only serves about 2,500 riders every day. Tacoma Link uses streetcar-style vehicles instead of the multi-car trains on the Central Link. The line is free to ride for any passengers with a subsidy from the city, but that will change in the future when the Hilltop extension of the line opens, which we'll explore further later in the video. Alright, so this is the current layout of rapid transit services in Seattle right now. There's a healthy network of local and regional rail services, but it's about to get even better with a number of extensions or new lines about to come to the system. The future extensions to both the Sounder commuter rail system as well as the Link light rail system are all thanks to Sound Transit 2 and Sound Transit 3, two ballot measures passed in 2008 and 2016 respectively that proposed large expansions of the rapid transit system. The extensions planned in ST2 are almost all completed with the rest under construction. The extensions planned in ST3, on the other hand, are mostly still in the planning stage, but they will result in 62 miles or 100 kilometers in new light rail trackage, serving 37 new stations, additional stations for the commuter rail service, and new BRT lines, serving an even wider area. We'll now start to go through each extension one by one to give you guys an idea of what's to come and what to look forward to. First up, we have the Sounder commuter rail extension. This extension will extend the south line of the commuter rail system south to DuPont via Tillicum. The trackage for the extension is already in place as part of the Point Defiance bypass project for the Amtrak, and all that's left is to collect the $300 million in funding needed and build the stations, with a slated completion date of 2036. Next up, we'll move on to the extensions to the Link light rail system. We'll list these out in order of expected opening day, as well as their current status. The first one of these is the Northgate Link extension, which will extend the Red Line north through the University District, the Roosevelt neighborhood, and terminating in Northgate, which is a shopping mall and a major transit center. This extension will be 3.4 miles or 5.5 kilometers long, and it will include 3 stations. Part of ST2, this extension has been under construction since 2012, and hopefully it will open by the expected opening date of 2021. The next extension is the Hilltop extension, an extension of the Orange Line from downtown Tacoma to the Stadium District and the Hilltop neighborhood. This extension will be 2.4 miles or 3.9 kilometers long, and it will include 6 different stations, with the line becoming kind of a U-shape after it's done. Construction started back in 2018, and it's scheduled to be completed by 2022. Next up, we have a whole new line in the Link light rail system. The Blue Line, also known previously as the East Link extension, will connect downtown Seattle at International District Chinatown east to downtown Redmond, passing through Mercer Island and Bellevue, with multiple rapid ride express bus connections along the way. The first phase of the line will be 14 miles or 23 kilometers long, serving 10 stations and terminating at Redmond Technology. Soon after this phase opens, a second phase will follow suit with 2 extra stations, finally heading all the way to downtown Redmond. An interesting fact is that the line will actually be the world's first railway constructed on a floating bridge, with the bridge in question being the I-90 bridge heading into Bellevue. The $3.7 billion project has been under construction since 2016, and the 2 phases will open in 2023 and 2024 respectively. After the Blue Line, we have the Linwood Link extension, an extension of the red and blue lines north from Northgate to Linwood in Snohomish County, a major transit hub. The 8.5-mile or 13.7 kilometer extension will include 4 new stations, and is under construction with an expected opening date of 2024. Next up, we have the Federal Way Link extension, which will extend the Red Line south from its current terminus of Angle Lake Station to the neighborhood of Federal Way, terminating at Federal Way Transit Center. This extension is 7.8 miles or 12.6 kilometers long, and it will include 3 new stations. It's currently under final design studies, with construction expected to start this year in 2020 and an opening date of late 2024. The next extension builds on what the Federal Way Link extension has started, and it will finally connect the 2 light rail lines together, creating a link from Federal Way to Tacoma Dome. With a length of 15 miles and 24 kilometers, this extension will have 3 new stations, and it's expected to open in 2030, currently in the preliminary design stage. Next up is the West Seattle Link extension, an extension that will create a branch in the system from Stadium Station southwest to connect to West Seattle at Alaska Junction. This extension will be 4.7 miles or 7.6 kilometers long with 3 new stations, and is currently in the initial planning stage with an expected completion date of 2030. The next extension we'll talk about is the Ballard Link extension, extending the system from Westlake north to Ballard. With the introduction of this extension, the Red Line will be broken up to introduce a new line in service, which will be called the Green Line. The Green Line will cover the stretch between West Seattle and Lynnwood, with the Green Line taking over the southern stretch of the line to Tacoma Dome and north up to the new Ballard extension. This extension is 7.1 miles or 11.4 kilometers long, with 6 stations introduced on the way and a new downtown tunnel adjacent to the old downtown tunnel, transferring to the Red Line at International District Chinatown. It's in the initial planning stage as well, with an expected completion date of 2035. The Everett Link extension is next, which extends the Red Line further north from Lynnwood to Everett Station via Payne Field, the Boeing manufacturing center in the area. This extension is 15.4 miles or 24.8 kilometers long, with 7 new stations on the route, and its expected completion date is in 2036. Next up, we have another extension of the Orange Line, extending the line west from Hilltop to Tacoma Community College. The extension will be 3.5 miles or 5.6 kilometers long with 6 stations en route and slated to be opened by 2039. And finally, the last extension currently planned for the Link Light Rail system is the South Kirtland and Issaquah Link extension. This will be a new line in the system, namely the Purple Line, and it will first branch off the Blue Line in Bellevue and travel east to downtown Issaquah, with a later extension west to Kirkland in the distant future that was not part of the ST3 plan. The currently planned portion to Issaquah will be 9 miles or 14 kilometers long, with 4 new stations on the route and is slated to open in 2041. Alright, so this is what the future of rapid transit in the greater Seattle region will look like, as planned out in Sound Transit 3, with lots of great inter-regional connectivity. Besides Sound Transit though, there are also other transit agencies running services in the region, with the most notable being King County Metro, the agency that runs regular bus services in the region. It also runs the Seattle streetcar system, which we'll talk about briefly right now. Similar to the Link, there are 2 unconnected lines in the streetcar system, but these are both in the city of Seattle. The 2 lines received about 5,000 daily riders in 2016, which is fair but definitely pales in comparison to the Link system, as the routes are extremely short. The first of these is the South Lake Union streetcar in the eponymous South Lake Union neighborhood of the city. It's 1.3 miles or 2.1 kilometers long, serving 7 stops along the route, and connecting from the Westlake Transit Hub to the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, with transfer to the Link Red Line at Westlake. The other streetcar line is the First Hill streetcar, which connects Pioneer Square and Capitol Hill. The line is 2.5 miles or 3 kilometers long, and it's got 10 stops along the way, connecting with the Red Line at both International District Chinatown and Capitol Hill, as well as with Amtrak and Sounder trains at King Street Station. Despite its lower ridership, the streetcar system is still getting a couple of extensions, although they are both currently on hold due to capital costs rising higher than their planned budgets. The first extension is the Center City Connector, which will finally bridge the distance between the 2 lines from Westlake to 5th and Jackson near King Street Station. The line will finally mean the connection of a few downtown attractions to the rapid transit system, including the Pike Place Market and the Seattle Art Museum, and is slated to increase ridership of the network to more than 20,000 riders per day. Unfortunately though, there currently isn't enough capital to fund the construction of the full project, but the project can be completed and opened in 2025 if it ever comes through. Another extension in the works is the Broadway streetcar project that will extend the First Hill streetcar north into the commercial core of Broadway, with 2 extra stops added to the line. In 2016, the project was halted due to a lack of support for the design and the financial plan, but it still seems like it would be a worthwhile addition to the system. There's also one more rail service in the city, although quite a small one, and that is the Seattle Center monorail. The monorail runs between Seattle Center and Westlake Center in downtown Seattle, with 0.9 miles or 1.4 kilometers of tracks serving only these 2 stops. The monorail has been around for a long time now, ever since it opened in 1962, and it still serves around 5,000 riders daily, although most are probably tourists, as it's one of the most iconic landmarks for the city and connects many others as well. Many projects and plans have been proposed to make the monorail into a complete transit system for the city, but none of these have made it past the proposal stage. So at the moment, the monorail will remain a tourist attraction with not too much connectivity to boast. Alright guys, so this concludes our video on the past, present, and future of rail rapid transit in the Greater Seattle area. Seattle's transit is shaping up to be quite an ambitious system, and we can't wait to see the transformation it will bring to the region. Like, subscribe, and let us know down in the comments which extension you're most excited about in this future plan. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and support us on Patreon and Ko-fi if you would like to help us keep making great videos for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.